Hello, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are in the world right now. I'm coming to you today from the comfort of my vehicle because I feel like I do all my best thinking, all my best rants, etc. in the car. I'm really just not liking my double chin. I feel like I've got such a big chin today. Anyway, what I want to talk about today has culminated from a variety of triggers, or maybe not triggers, but like events. And the thing is, I'm such a scatterbrain. Like, I've got the biggest scatterbrain in the world, so like it's hard for me to just talk about one thing, because like one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. Next thing I know, I'm talking about microwaves on Mars or something like that. So I guess it kind of, how do I even begin to tell this story? Okay, my friend today asked me for some advice. Basically, she said that she finds it hard to switch off that voice inside that's criticizing her, and, you know, I guess just negative self-talk, like telling yourself that you're trash. Hopefully she doesn't mind me talking about this, but she recently switched jobs and she wasn't happy in her old role and she wanted to have a change. She started off completely afresh. She feels like she's kind of started at the bottom, and she says that she's not happy with the salary and she feels like she's kind of got the lowest role. I can understand the frustration with that, because it's not what she saw herself doing while she was at uni, and she's being quite hard on herself, and she's like, oh, you know, I'm 20, almost 24, and like my life isn't where I thought it was gonna be. So she said, you know, give me some advice. I kind of told her that it's all about how you look at the situation. It's all about the fact that you're either happy or changing. And I think that's one of my biggest mantras, is that you're either happy or changing. And you have to ask yourself, is this a situation that I can accept? And if it's not, then the second question you ask yourself is, can you change it? And if you can't change it, then you have to work on the accepting. But if you can change it, change it. It's as simple as that. And she's doing the work. She's doing the work to make the change. So I'm like, Beth, you're doing the most. Like, there's nothing more that you can do in this scenario. Like, you're already doing what you can. So just go easy on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. So yeah, and I kind of use myself as an example. I said, like, Beth, you're almost 24. I'm 25. And I do not know when my next money is coming from on a day-to-day basis. All my friends can afford holidays. They can afford to not have to think about, like, you know, so many things, like where their next paycheck is coming from. Everyone in my life that I'm close to has got some form of stability. Well, most of them anyway. And that's the one thing that I lack. Even though I'm doing what I love, I'm going after my dream, I'm on my own path. And what helps me sleep at night is the fact that I'm doing what I can to change my situation. I'm doing what I can to get myself where I need to be. So any kind of negative self-talk that comes up, I know is garbage. Of course I'm stressed. Of course I'm frustrated sometimes at not being able to afford certain things, not being able to do certain things and all of that. But at the end of the day, it's worth the gamble. It's worth the leap of faith. And I think that's what I choose to focus on. After our conversation, I kind of got a little bit down, because I was like, oh God, like it kind of reminded me of like all the things that I'm not doing, all the things that, oh God, a massive fly just flew by. Ooh. I kind of wanted to make her feel better. My God, kind of wanted to make her feel better by drawing her attention to my situation, which is not that much better. Oh my God, this fucking bumblebee! Literally attacking me. What the hell? It's huge. Anyway, I was in the shower and I thought to myself, okay, I just need to like give myself some positive self-talk right now. I need to kind of soothe myself from these feelings that I'm having about myself. And it's not even really about me, it's more my situation. And I think it's so easy to look at your situation and feel negatively about it or compare yourself to other people, and that's what we all do, including myself. So I'm not superhuman. Like, I need to do these positive self-talks and look after myself like just as much as the next person. So I was in the shower and I was thinking about this documentary that I watched yesterday, One Strange Rock. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix, and it's like a series, and it talks about like the earth, and you know how the earth existing is basically just like ridiculous. The likelihood of us having the conditions that we do is so unlikely. Like, they call it the Goldilocks zone, because we're not too hot, not too cold, we're just right. The sun is literally like a Death Star, like, and we're this far away from it. Like, any closer and we would crisp up and die. Like, that's why Mars is like, even though Mars is further away, like, there's so many things. Like, we have the magnetic field around the earth, we have the ozone layer, we have the moon, we have like the perfect distance from the sun. All these things, the likelihood of them happening is so slim. And when astronauts are up in space, and it kind of had the perspective of these astronauts in space, and they were saying, like, when you are watching the earth from space, and the fact that it's moving, the fact that it's changing all the time, like, it's summer on one half of the planet and then it's winter on the other half of the planet, like, it's never a dull moment. And one of the astronauts says that he took like thousands of photos, like, just while he was in the observatory, like when he was watching Earth from space, he took all these photos because it was just so amazing. And you know, they all say it's literally alive. Like, you look at the other planets and they're all stagnant. Like, they don't have an atmosphere, they don't have an ozone layer, they don't have the same movement, constantly shape-shifting as the Earth does. And when I think about that, when I think of the magnitude of that, when I think about the intelligence of the universe that creates these conditions, like when I think of the expansiveness of the universe, when I think of all these things, you know, I think all of us could do with having a astronaut's perspective of Earth from space, because that will really just put into perspective all the problems that we beat ourselves up with, and all the problems that we convince ourselves are so huge, when really we're flying through space on this freak planet. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, these are the questions that actually keep me up at night. Like, these are the thoughts that we should really give weight to, not what job we have, and you know, not having enough money. All of these things seem like big things because we're living them, and that's our reality. And you know, I'm not one of those people that says nothing matters in like a really kind of negative, pessimistic, existential way, but I say it more with like the nothing matters, you know. It's like a happy, joyful, hopeful thought, because that just instantly removes all the pressure. All these measuring sticks that we hold out to you know, compare ourselves with our friends and or you know, someone from a different class, someone from a different race. It's so arbitrary. It's so arbitrary. Like, says who? Are you supposed to do these things by a certain age? Says who that women aren't as strong as men? Says who? Are we really going to concern ourselves with these questions? Are we going to let these thought processes bog us down when we're literally an alive planet here against all odds, alive against all odds? And then humans are on top of that. The fact that we have the level of consciousness that we do to even comprehend our situation is a miracle. And it's literally nothing short of a miracle. So that's what I thought about when I was in the shower, trying to kind of talk myself down from the precipice of these doomy, gloomy thoughts. And that's kind of what makes me feel better. So I wanted to share that with you, and I hope that that resonates. And I know that it's really cliche, like, you know, we're just evolved monkeys on a flying planet through space, and you know, you do hear people say that a lot, but really deep it, like really think about that and what that means. And so ask yourself, when you're beating yourself up about the fact that you can't have those new Balenciaga shoes. Does it really matter? Anyway, have a very good day. I think I'm signing out now. I don't even really know what the main theme of this video is / was, but all I can do is speak my truth and go and make some porridge. That's what I'm gonna do. So have a good day.